financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is saving for retirement through budget management. Budget guru, Brian Small, good morning.
Good morning, Ken. This is one of my absolute favorite things to help people with.
You might get to tell the coffee story, but you might not. So those of us out there in TV land watching, maybe you'll get to hear the coffee story. Jeffrey Linden.
Good morning, Ken.
That
coffee story is like when the rock band has a drum solo and everybody else can just leave the stage for a half hour and come back.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hi, how are you guys? Good morning. I'm waiting for the coffee story.
All right, so we want to talk about budget management through retirement, but just as a quick segue, with inflation and everything else, Pat, just what about investing right now, market?
Well, you know,
Stock market starts off every morning 300 points down, and then by 4 o'clock it's been 50 points up the last week or so.
Well, when you're saving for retirement in your 401k plan and you feel I'm going to put it in and the market drops, I lost all the money that I just put in. But the ups and downs don't matter when you're saving for retirement, because as you continue to put money into the market, if the market's down, you're buying more shares of stock. So when the market goes back up, you have more shares. And if the market's way up, you're buying shares, but they're higher price. So it all averages out.
As long as on the long haul, the market keeps
And you have to not look at your investments, because if you start switching between investment more aggressive and more conservative, you're always going to be losing. So you have to set it and forget it and just keep that philosophy.
Just go with the dollar, just put the same amount in month to month.
It's called dollar cost averaging. And the key is do it, because no one's got pensions anymore. And this whole shows that we talk about are people with $120,000 in credit card debt because they didn't save for retirement. So you have to be able to save and plan for retirement, because no one's going to do it for you.
Should you take your money and pay off your house as opposed to putting it away in the retirement account if you have that excess money?
I like to pay off the house. People always hear, well, that's my only deduction. My mortgage interest is the only, and that's bull, you know.
What?
Bull crap.
Oh.
Doo-doo, bull doo-doo, because everyone has a standardized deduction. They don't have it. You don't pay interest on the mortgage to get a deduction. So I like to have my mortgages paid off.
Well, it's also people think they get a tax deduction, but the concept is I'm going to spend $1 to save 35 cents.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. Yeah. It's always better to have the whole dollar.
I'm a 100% believer in paying off the house, and then you get the house paid off, and now all of a sudden that mortgage payment, which was probably higher than the amount of your payment if you were accelerating your payments to get the house paid off, now you have no debt. And you have this excess money coming in, you can easily invest that at a greater rate and have the savings, and your nut is low. Like if your nut is zero, it doesn't take that much money to live on.
Yeah, and if you have a financial advisor that says, hey, don't pay off the house, give me the money, I'll invest it for you, and we'll make way more money. Run as fast as you can for
I completely agree. And also the one who says, refinance your house.
Yeah.
And then you give me that money. We'll pay off your $50,000 of credit card debt, and you can take the other $50,000 and we'll put it in. We'll invest it for you.
It's that bad that a lot of the financial institutions, when you're filling out the papers, is this money coming from a reverse mortgage or is this money coming for a refinance? They won't let you invest that money. So
yeah,
it's
which
really,
is good.
really run from that guy.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about budget management. There are a couple of interesting articles which you actually shot over to me during the week. This one I thought was amazing. In just September of last year, Americans spend at least $18,000 a year on non-essential costs.
It's a mind-numbing number. That's $1,497 a month, is what they say.
$20 on coffee drinks, as well as $209 on dinners at restaurants, $189 drinking with the boys or friends.
This is monthly. This is where you say, they reach into their wallet, they look and they go, I don't have any money. And then you find out where people are spending their money, and it is just
Cable.
huge.
Cable, they haven't cut the cord on cable. They're spending $91 a month on cable, but $23 a month also for streaming for movies and TV. Music streaming averages $22 a month. I don't spend anything on music streaming. $73 a month
I'm sorry,
on
do you have
exercising
Sirius XM
classes.
in your car?
Oh, yes, I
Yes,
do.
you do.
I forgot about that one.
That's
Well,
part of the problem.
the
People
company
forget
pays for
about
that, right.
people forget about the expenses.
But I'm happy, like when I'm sitting on my patio, I listen to Pandora for free, and I don't mind the commercials. In fact, like 2 days a week, they say, push this button, listen to a 30-second commercial, and you get 4 hours of continuous music. I don't bother. I don't mind the commercials.
Because you were raised in the land of commercial radio, not streaming in
Yeah, I'm not sitting there singing along with the song. I'm reading a book while the music's playing anyway. So what if the guy's talking or singing, or, you know?
Here's one of the things that this article is saying. They're showing you everything they're spending on exercise classes and impulse purchases.
Shouldn't you exercise? I mean, that's wasteful.
No, they're
That's
non-essential.
wasteful. You really have a gut like that?
No. Stop for a second. They're saying these are non-essentials, and when you take your non-essentials, there's nothing wrong with spending money on non-essential expenses. However, the amount of money that's being spent to the detriment of your future, if you're carrying a credit card bill, if you are not saving for retirement, if you're not saving to put money down on a house, the problem with all of this is that most of it is spent without thinking and without structure.
All right, I'm just taking issue with it. I think that if you're spending the money on a health club and you don't go, you're wasting your money.
Well, that's probably 70% of everybody.
If you're spending the money on a health club and you go, it is an essential item because it keeps you healthy, which will increase your income down the road because you'll be able to work longer, make more money, and you'll have less healthcare costs.
Okay.
But if you're not going to the exercise and you're just spending the money, you're wasting it.
Doesn't matter. You have to put a budget in place and live within your means.
We'll take a break.
We'll
take a break, and
and
we'll come back on that.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We were just spinning. We just didn't know what was going to happen next.
At Samasco Law, we deal with these issues every day, especially elder law. Pat went to work for Fran.
Patrick was there holding my hand, kept saying, we'll get through this, we'll get through this.
He got her husband Medicaid and in a nursing home. Samasco Law got the success they deserved.
Samasco Law is definitely family to me. I really appreciate knowing all of you.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're back. Pat, you were going to say something.
I'm going to say you can't live within your means and save for retirement. You have to live below your means. You have to live less than what your means are, so you can save for retirement. If you make $100 and you spend $100, you're just breaking even.
Well, you
got to be able to live at $80 and save $20.
But that's all part of establishing a budget to live within,
which is pay yourself first.
Yep.
You have to put the money into retirement first. Then whatever's left over, you have to figure out your budget on.
I completely agree with that.
I completely agree, as long as the consequence of doing that is you don't do this. You put the money away in the retirement, you say I'm going to live within my means or within my budget, you don't, and then you run your credit card debt up. So you have some retirement money, but now you have a ton of credit card debt.
Yeah, that's the whole
still
part of
better to still at least have the retirement, because he can get rid of the credit card debt and you can still keep the retirement, but that's not going to get you to, that's
the whole interest. You know, our whole society now are not savers like the grandparents were. So the grandparents or parents would have these big savings accounts or retirement. Kids, they don't have it now. They're not putting away. It's me, I want it now.
It's been that way for a while. All right, questions for budget management, and then I want to go to this other waste spending article that you gave us. Should you have a monthly or a yearly budget? What is budget management? Belt tightening?
So, first of all, you should have a monthly budget. It should be reviewed every 6 months or so to make sure you're staying within it.
All right, pause. I'll ask the questions. You get one-sentence answers, so we get to the next article, and then I'll give you more time later.
Okay.
He's just not
So,
gonna pause.
your answer to monthly or yearly budget is?
Yes, you should have a monthly budget, period.
Is budget management belt tightening? Yes or no?
No, it is not.
Just no. If not, what do you do when you miss the target?
You have to go back and reevaluate where in your budget you're making a mistake.
Is awareness the most important part?
100%.
Is it similar to the analysis we do when we say if you eliminate the credit card payments and save the money, this is what you will have?
Yes, 100%.
So that's the point, is like when we do our credit card analysis, we say if you get rid of that $3,000 a month credit card payment and you invest that in the market and savings, it'll grow to $900,000 in 20 years. If you trim $1,000 a month of expenses that you're incurring, you're going to save that $1,000. There's a famous old expression, penny saved is a penny earned. That's what that is. If you don't spend it, you're earning it, and then it'll grow.
Yeah, the key to all of this, though, is when you're saving, when you're not spending, the important part of budget management is to eliminate the waste in your budget, okay? The stuff that you get zero satisfaction out of when you spend it, when you can't remember what you spent yesterday because it was unimportant, but you spent it because you were driving between this job and that job and you swung through McDonald's and it was $12 now instead of bringing your lunch that you were eating in the car while you were driving. It didn't make a difference, but you spent more money than you should have. If you can eliminate the wasteful spending and get more satisfaction out of the spending that you actually do, that's within your means, then you will save money, protect your future, and not go into debt all at the same time.
So you, in one little segue, wanted to capture although the time I took away from
Yes,
you on your
100%.
yes and no answers. So
Can't you just see Brian on a big stage and people paying $10 to come in and hear him speak, and like a motivational speaker? I could see that.
I love that stuff.
I could
But you
see
were
that.
hitting on exactly the topic I wanted: wasteful spending. So this is the article from the Ascent staff, just September 2021, and they updated it originally in March of 19. Premise is everyone wastes money. We live in the land of plenty. Most items are plentiful. Example that they said, you go to a restaurant, your normal restaurant serves you too much food that you don't even need to
Always.
eat. I think the segue out of that, or the point is, you should split meals if you're going to the restaurant. But what's wasteful? They have a list: paying too much for certain fees, paying higher interest rate on financed items, forgetting to return things that don't fit or can't be used. Anyone ever did that?
Oh my God.
Buy anything and you don't return it? Have you done that?
Not a chance.
Never.
Not
Never.
today,
you've never done
but the
it.
day's
never
done
not
it?
over.
No, because I don't buy a lot online. I mean, if I buy
you done it?
I want it.
Yeah,
I'm guilty. I've done
absolutely.
it. Okay. I'll save it and say I'll give it to my son-in-law or something.
You know, Amazon, you take
But
it
now
back
it's
to
easy to
Kohl's now.
return.
You take
Yeah.
it to Kohl's and then you take it and then
or to
let's
Whole
go-
Foods or
yeah,
anything
wherever.
else, and you just had it. It's very easy to return things now. They've made that easy on online purchasing. Consuming excess energy.
Making it super cold
Well,
in your house.
I just have a question. Does everybody get the letter every month saying you are the worst energy consumer in your neighborhood?
Yes.
Do you get that letter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get that letter?
We got the worst letter. We got the water bill for our place in Florida, and the sprinkler broke, and we didn't realize
Oh, that's like-
$1,800.
But I have an
in
older
1
house.
month's water
I live in
bill
a strange
from
God.
water.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I live in an older house, so I live in like a heat strainer. It's a bunch of holes.
I get that letter from, I don't know whether it's consumers or DTE, and I look at it and say, but I did better this month. I turned off one of the TVs for
You know,
a
it's
half hour.
easy to say. It's really hard to do, and it's a
No,
philosophy.
it is not hard to do.
It is.
That is the problem. People give up so
Tell us
instantly.
how to do it. What about
Brian, what kind of car
grocery
do you
shopping?
drive?
Grocery shopping, the average family wastes $155, throws away $155 of food a month, $1,800 a year, throws it in the trash. If you want to buy and throw away
10
food,
seconds.
just take the cash out of your pocket and throw it in the trash instead.
Can you see
'Cause
the
that's
argument he has
exactly
with
what
his
you're
wife
doing.
at home?
$150 a month?
$150 a month. That's an incredible amount of money to waste.
We'll
to
take a
throw
break,
away.
and then we'll take a break, and we're going to pull and see how all four of us come out on the $150 per month.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
Pat was recommended by a friend who insisted that we really needed a trust. And he said, I know somebody who will do a good job for you.
At Samasco Law, we deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
We had excellent service from Samasco Law. Any questions we had were addressed. Our estate is in order, and it had been set up so well that nothing needed to be done. I would just highly recommend Samasco Law.
Time for announcements. So I remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 o'clock a.m., Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m., and on KISS 105.9, Sundays 7 o'clock a.m. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. Just call our offices, 888-235-HELP, or go online and there's boxes to click to sign up for a free consultation. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business issues, elder law issues with Pat or Jim Samasco, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Sign up at lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Also, go online, check out the free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by myself and Jeff Linden. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And the Retiree's Guide to Social Security from Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
So we left and said, who wastes more than $150 a month on food or less?
Not me.
No. I learned.
Oh, way more.
I waste more.
The problem is that you haven't adopted the concept of shopping and eating what you're going to need in a 3-day period.
That's true, but here's one point. If you're having friends over to dinner and you're barbecuing, isn't it a violation of courtesy law that you have to make sure you have more food than they could possibly eat? So if I'm serving hamburgers, I'm going to make sure I have enough hamburgers for 2 hamburgers per person, and then at the end of the day, they all eat 1. And then I buy hot dogs, I got to have 1.5 hot dogs per person. And I have to have more beans than they could eat, because if you run out, you look like you're chintzy.
Entertain every day. Your normal situation.
Oh, so I shouldn't treat my family that way?
No, you shouldn't treat your family that way. You
You're
should
right.
buy what you need to eat. Meal planning is an essential aspect of saving.
So what do I do?
So what are you going to have for dinner in the next 3 days? See, one of the ways you don't waste.
I'm going to
money
have
at the
pizza
grocery store.
tonight and salad from Cottage Inn.
Yeah, but all right, so you're not normal.
Saturday,
but
I'm going to grill a couple New York strips. I'm going to barbecue them.
A normal family of 4 cooks at home and eats at home and doesn't eat out all the time. Okay, so, but yet they're throwing away. Actually, 30% of their grocery budget is going into the trash. So you want to eliminate that 30%. Imagine if you could your budget is still fine. Let's say it's $200 a week, but you're throwing away 30% of it. That's $60 a week. So what do people do? People eat, oh, I'm going to get the less expensive hamburger. I'm going to get the chicken instead of steak. I'm going to get the okay fish instead of the expensive fish. Imagine if you could eliminate the waste. You could buy the good fish. You could buy the
So
filet.
just buy a half a pound of hamburger if you're only going to have
but
2
that's it.
hamburgers.
Right. It's about meal planning, and one of the keys, the success to making this work, is you only shop for 3 days, and then you shop for 4 days. You have to go to the grocery store twice a week.
You're going anyway.
Do you go twice a week?
I do.
Yeah.
No, don't ask me about the things I'm talking about, because I employ all of them, and I stop.
It's really
wasting.
important because, like my wife, she'll buy enough for a month and goes every week. Why the hell do you need to buy a month's worth of carrots when you go every week?
And
you're
then you're going to throw them away.
You absolutely do, yeah.
And people overcook, so then you have leftovers. And oh, I'm going to freeze those leftovers. You know what frozen leftovers are? Cold garbage. That's what they are. People throw them away. Then they go through, oh, I got freezer burn, and they throw it away. If you
Well, that makes me feel better because I've always done that, and I feel like I'm the only one who never eats the leftovers.
No, but the key is that if you
You don't want to create the
eliminate-
leftovers.
Right, don't create the leftovers. Cook only that which you're going to need. And you will eliminate
Does your
the
wife have the
garbage.
same philosophy as you?
Yeah, she does.
And how long did it take you to beat that into her head?
Let's see. How long have I been married? About 7 years. So
There you go.
7 years.
That's impressive, actually.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
But that's the way. It's just because
Can
I don't want to throw it
Can
away.
I just ask a question? If you go grocery shopping twice a week, do you go grocery shopping in the middle of the day twice a week?
No.
To when we're supposed to be working?
No, I might go before work starts, or I go in the evening.
I'm just
Before work
wondering.
starts.
7 o'clock, Kroger's open.
So you sometimes get there at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Yep.
Wow.
Listen, it's just the way I do things. And I'm not saying you have to be so extreme in the way.
It's smart.
the way
I'm
the way
recognizing
the
it.
average person will handle budget management, but the key is that you have to employ.
So
different
does
So
budget
here's the
management,
question,
do you
are
say
your-
no Starbucks?
I do say no Starbucks because you can make it at home. And here's the key. If you want really good coffee, I'm going to do the coffee story
You
really
can't
short.
because you
We
don't
don't
have
have
50
enough time.
seconds.
But at the end of the day, instead of spending $3.50 a cup, if you made it at home and put it in your thermos as you drive to work, because you're just picking it up on the way to work or on the way home, it saves money, and there's no difference in the
It's
coffee.
the same coffee.
I do that.
Making it at home.
I make it at home.
The goal of budget management.
Because I can't stand waiting in line for the coffee.
The goal of budget management is to come up with a better solution to give you all of the satisfaction of your spending without and eliminate the waste.
Do you do that for people?
I do.
If they can come in and they can call you up and meet with you? Because I don't think it's something you can just do on your own. You
No,
need
I have
guidance.
a whole program that I put people through, and it works, and people save money, and they learn not to waste money.
All right, so everybody out there, plan on meeting with Brian for budget management, but you're going to spend a little bit more on gas because you're going to be going to the grocery store twice a week. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.